Hey everybody, we're gonna take a look at the Gekikyu Kyoku quest featuring Koyuki. And the stage features, as you can see, null gravity bears and those Puyo balls. And as you can see, if you try and attack them normally, you will do almost no damage at all. So how do you do that? You gotta kill those fairies who will drop sword, and the sword will do 20 times, I think, more damage than usual. So of course, getting inside the blocks are going to be important, but if you're not going to be able to pick up the swords, you're not going to do any damage at all towards the Puyo blobs as well as the mini boss. So take care of when or how you pick up the swords, because you don't want to pick up both at once, because that will be a waste. Luckily, the mini bosses will revive the fairies after some time, so you still get a chance to deal damage eventually, but if you don't time it right, it can cause a lot of trouble. Now, since the main gimmicks here are the Puyos and the gravity barriers, you want to ideally bring a bunch of no gravity barrier pierce monsters. And for the most part, I've done that. One exception is, of course, Heracles up there, but with his awesome power overall, it's just, instead of focusing on the Puyos, that Heracles will be focusing on the other minions or the mini boss. Otherwise, I brought Itsuki from the Yu Yu Hakusho collab, as well as Olive and the Elric brothers. Elric? Hope that was right. From the Full Metal Alchemist collab. And see, that right there is why you want to bring Heracles. With his just immense power, I think he had the Slayer too, and the fact that if he has the sword, he'll just be powered up even more. Great way to deal a lot of damage. Now there's a little tunnel here with the Puyos, so if you can get in there, hopefully Olive, yes, gets in there and is able to take them out in one shot. Also, as you can see, she had the sword from the last stage, so if you can time your carryovers properly such that the sword carryovers, that's also a pretty good thing to try and keep in mind as you make your moves. Alright, so we'll pick up that sword and try to do some damage. Luckily, the Elric brothers there still has their sword, so their bump combo was also able to do a decent amount of damage to Koyuki there. Now, unfortunately, Heracles has no sword, so I'll waste a turn. But fear not, Koyuki is nice enough to revive the fairies for us. Not sure why I went that way first with Olive, since I should have recognized she wouldn't do any damage, but hey, I can't be 100% here. And luckily was able to take Koyuki out, but unfortunately, maybe I could have stalled a little bit so that everybody had a chance to pick up their swords. Anyways. Boss stage, we've got 28 turns to deal with just 3 gauges, so that's not too bad. I likely forgot that Itsuki there had no block, so I was probably planning to hit all of them as if it would bounce off the blocks, but incorrect move by my part. But luckily we had Heracles do a bunch of damage, and that pulsing number, it's not bad the first time around, but the more you let that happen to you, of course, the stronger it will get. Right, only, what was that, a 1200? No problem. Elric doing some good amount of damage there. I hope I said his name right. I'm sorry. I'm trying to go off of memory here. Actually, let me look it up real quick. Yeah, the Elric brothers. Alright, and luckily we're able to finish the stage with the fairies, so somebody's going to be able to get a sword. Looks like that's going to be Olive. Yeah, Olive will finish with this stage. Powered up, but luckily Elric will be able to start his turn with the power up sword, so let's see if I go for the Puyos or... Yes, I will go for the Puyos. And Looks like I wasn't able to get that right angle to get the top guys, but luckily Elric gets it, and so he'll be useful the very next turn. Oh, sorry, that was Itsuki. Unfortunately, Hercules doesn't have it yet, and oh, denied by the block, so it's alright. But luckily, I mean, with Olive having her shield still, she was able to tank that meteor for 0 damage. I mean, on the downside, her gauge is pretty fast, so maybe it's a little bit more difficult to use her, but I'm sure those of you out there who are better than me at this game, that faster gauge means nothing to you. Anyways, I mean, this, for a Geki Kyuko quest, this feels pretty easy. I mean, definitely not complaining about the difficulty here. Definitely seems really reasonable. I guess if you're unlucky with positioning, you could end up wasting a lot of turns. Ooh, that's a nice pinch by Heracles there for 33 million. But I guess if you get stuck or you're not able to get the swords at the right time, you could easily run out of time. And because of Koyuki's that pulsing bottom attack with that 3 right now, it'll just get stronger and stronger. Looks like I've opted to pass on Olive's strike shot. But we'll take a look at Elric Brothers' strike shot. And something will happen when you bounce off the wall? Yeah, I think some kind of like slashing happened. Let's see. Itsuki should, he'll fire off his hands. Oop. Yeah. And we get to slow down Koyuki by 1 turn. That's pretty cool. And of course, strike shot. So good. And there you go. That is Koyuki. Not too bad. Again, for a Geki Kyuko quest, seems quite reasonable. Alright, so 2 drops, that's not too bad. And of course, thank you very much. Since it's the high level quest, you get 5 orbs as a reward. And I mean, she looks pretty cute too. That's pretty awesome. Alright, that is it for Koyuki. Please stay tuned for the rest of the event videos. And until next time, bye bye.